All right, what's good, everybody? How we doing today? We're gonna talk about the Xfinity race today. Hopefully, it should be a good slate. Hopefully, it'll go better than last night. What a disaster that was. I mean, if you didn't have John or Nemechek, you probably did all right. Or Todd Gilliland, you probably did all right. If you went Sheldon Creed over Gilliland, Nemechek, you probably did fine. But if you played Nemechek like me, you probably didn't do so hot. So, we'll get back into it today. This should be, I think, a little bit more predictable of a race, but who knows? Who knows anymore, man? This Xfinity Series has just become kind of a wreck fest, for the most part. So we'll see what happens. We'll start out talking about each driver, going through what needs to be done for them to pay off their salaries. Let's start out with Bubba Wallace. He's the most expensive driver today. He is not racing for MBM. He's actually in a Hattori car for the number 61. So that is good equipment. They're actually, I think, better than people realize, the 61 car. But, he's too expensive. You need a top 10 from Bubba, and that kind of just feels like his ceiling. Like, the car is good enough for, like, a top 15. A top 10's pushing it. Bubba is pretty good at Michigan. He's ran well here in the Cup Series throughout his whole career. So I can understand going there. I just don't think you need to get to him today. I wish he wasn't $11,500. But if you want to go there in cash, I think that's fine because I could see this being a big place differential race. There's not a ton of laps. There's only like 130 or something like that. So it's not a big number where you just need to rack up a ton of dominator points. So I really definitely don't hate going to a lot of place differential here, but still Bubba Wallace is still expensive. Ty Gibbs, he is going to need to lead laps. He's $11,000 starting 10th. He's the favorite to win today for a reason. He's an absolute stud. Playing tournaments, you're going to need to get probably one dominator in. Ty Gibbs is definitely one of the guys I would target today, so have no issues going there. When you move on to Tyler Reddick, he starts 22nd. We're going to need a top 6 from him. He's in the Hour Motorsports car, the number 23 car. We've seen him run well this year in that car. We've also seen him have some bad races in that car, so we'll see what happens. I think that should definitely be in the cards for him. This is a track that should suit to Tyler Reddick's liking, a track that's really open and wide. You can get around the outside well, so I think Tyler Reddick should have a pretty good run today. I could see him contending for the win. I don't think he will win. I don't think the car is good enough to win unless you get like a late race restart, which is definitely very possible. That's really the only way I see Reddick winning today, but I think he should have a good run. Justin Allgaier is going to need to lead you laps to pay off that salary. I think you can go there. I just prefer some of the other guys. I prefer getting to Gibbs. I prefer getting to Cindric. I prefer getting to Hemrick. I prefer getting to AJ Allmendinger, even maybe Noah Gragson as a dominator. This just isn't a track we've seen Allgaier be all that dominant at. Not really a spot I really want to get a ton of ownership to him. I can understand the reasoning, but it's just not for me today. Austin Cindric's also going to have to lead laps. He starts on the pole. I think he should get a good jump. He's definitely, at this point, the favorite to win a championship this year. I don't really see any reason to expect him to not run well. I think he should lead laps. I think he should be fast, so definitely like Cindric. I really like Hemrick. We've seen Hemrick do really good at these mile and a halves. He's been fast all year. He's going to also need to lead laps for you. Starting 7th, he has a little bit more of a floor, though, so that helps. I do like Hemrick. I think he's definitely someone who's more of a dark horse to win this race today. I actually have a bet on him today. Hopefully that will go better than last night's bets. So Daniel Hemrick is definitely someone that I really want to get exposure to today. Harrison Burton, I think he'll run well, but he's also going to need to lead you laps, and he's just never a lap leader, man. So I just really don't see any reason to get to Harrison Burton, not where I want to go today. Brandon Jones starting 24th is way too cheap. He needs only a top 10 to pay off his salary, and as long as he just runs the race, he should get top 10. He's in a top 10 car for sure. The JGR car's been fast all year. I've definitely really liking Brandon Jones today. I like him a lot more than Josh Berry. Josh Berry's a lot better on the short tracks and the bigger tracks. You're going to need a top 7 from Josh Berry. I'd much rather just pay the extra $200 for Brandon Jones. It's really not that much close to me. I think it's fine going to Berry. If you want to play Josh Berry today, I don't see any reason not to, but I would just much prefer to get to Brandon Jones. I think Jones will probably be a little bit more owned, but I don't think it'll be that much of a difference where it's really going to matter all that much. Noah Gragson's going to need to lead laps. This is another track where I feel like he should run well. He ran well here last year. It's just, honestly, I know Noah's had a down year, but really just recently, aside from when Allgaier and Berry were winning early in the season, and Noah was fast back then too, Junior Motorsports just hasn't really shown as much speed, so it is a little bit scary to see that, but I do think Noah Gragson, this is a track that should suit him, so I definitely could see him getting a lot of, maybe contending for a win tonight, and maybe leading some laps, so definitely someone on my radar for today's race is Noah Gragson. AJ Allmendinger starts second. He's also going to need to lead you laps. Honestly, he's way too cheap. I don't really get why he's cheaper than Noah Gragson. He should be up there with Hemrick and Cindric. This makes no sense. So, I mean, that's why I want to play him. He's going to need to lead your laps. I don't think he's, I think the favorites to lead laps today are honestly Cindric and Hemrick. Those would be the two I would say are the most likely. But Allmendinger is definitely a tier right below. And I mean, at $8,900, that's just way too cheap. I don't really understand, DraftKings pricing him here. So, definitely like to get to some AJ Allmendinger today. Justin Haley, he's going to start third. He's going to need to lead your laps. We just don't really ever see him lead laps at, bigger tracks, so not going to want to go there. Sam Mayer is going to need a top 8. I don't mind going there. The big mile and a halves should be decent for him, so a top 8 should definitely be in the cards for him. Want to get to more short tracks, to be honest, but I still don't have a problem going to Sam Mayer. That's someone I definitely want to target in tournaments. I don't know if I'd go there in cash. Jeb Burton, he's going to need a top 7. I think that's definitely possible for him. You're kind of getting more of a ceiling outcome there, but I do think that's possible. I like him for tournaments. I really like Brett Moffitt. Needs only a top 11, which is where he should run. That's been a good car for him. They've shown speed at some of these bigger tracks. I mean, he almost won Homestead earlier this year. Like, Brett Moffitt should run well today. I think that, he's definitely someone that we could see definitely getting a top 10 today and being a really big DFS play. I like him in cash and in tournaments today, so definitely want to go to Brett Moffitt. Riley Herbst, he is starting 8th. He is going to need to get a top 6 to pay out that salary. I don't really want to go there. Mike Snyder is going to need a top 7. I don't really want to go there. Brandon Brown, I like, needs a top 15. I think that's probably where he finishes, so I do like Brandon Brown a good bit. I also like going to Ryan Sieg. He's $7,400. He's going to need to get you a top 14. I think that's definitely very possible for him. I don't really like Jordan Anderson, but that's just because I really like Brown and Sieg a lot more. Anderson's going to need to get you a top 19. I think it's possible, but I would just much rather pay up a little bit more, 200 or 400 more to get one of these two. If you want to go to Jordan Anderson, though, I don't think that's a problem. Landon Castle's too expensive. He needs a top 11. No way I'm paying for that. Jeremy Clements, he's going to need to get you a top 10. I don't mind that if you want to go there. I think that's definitely a spot we could see Jeremy Clements succeed at today. He's definitely got potential to get a top 10, so I don't mind going there at all. David Starr's going to need a top 23. So does Colby Howard. I just don't really want to go to either of those two. They're just too expensive. Greg Galding, same thing. He needs top 24. Just too expensive. Jeffrey Earnhardt, too expensive. Needs a top 20. I'm never trying to get a top 20 out of Jeffrey Earnhardt. I do like Colin Garrett. He's in the 26 car for Sam Hunt Racing today. I think that's a spot where we could see him do really well. Definitely someone that I want to get in tournaments today. I mean, we've seen him run this 26 car before, and he's done decent, so I don't have a problem going there if you want to get to him. I don't hate that at all. A top 20 is what you need. I think that's definitely viable, definitely possible. So I'm really interested in going to Colin Garrett today, needing a top 20. I think that'll be a spot I want to get to. Josh Williams, he is going to need a top 14 just to help hold on to his position. I just don't really see that. Tommy Joe Martins is okay in tournaments, I think. He's going to need a top 16. I mean, I feel like he should run, probably 15th to 20th all day. So that's, you're hoping for. I think he's a safe play. I don't think he kills you unless obviously his mechanical issues or he wrecks. But so I don't mind going there. Alex Labate starts too high. He's going to need to hold on to that position. I just don't see that. Jay Buford, a top 17. I just don't see that. Bailey Curry, a top 27. You can go there, but I don't know. That just feels like asking a little bit. Cesar Baccarella is here. He usually only races in like Florida or Talladega. The races in down south. I'm surprised to see him here up in Michigan, but I mean, he's going to need a top 24. I don't really see that happening. Joe Graff Jr. is going to need a top 24. Don't see that. I don't mind Carson Ware. He needs a top 22 just because I don't really like Carson Ware. I don't think he's that good, but the equipment for this car compared to the rest of these down here is just better. So if you need to go cheaper, I think Carson Ware is the spot to go. I don't think you need to get too cheap today, to be honest. Jesse Little needs a top 25. I don't really want to go there. Ryan Vargas needs top 26. I don't really want to go there. Kyle Weatherman needs a top 20. Don't want to go there. Matt Mills, top 23. No. Mason Massey, top 22. No. So, I mean, you can see his value range is pretty gross. The only one I'm kind of interested in Carson Ware is Carson Ware. I would much rather just go to more like Tommy Joe Martins, Colin Garrett, to be honest. I don't think you need to get that cheap today. I don't think you need to play two of these big price guys on the slate. I think you only really need like one dominator and just place differential. So, yeah. Any questions you guys got for me? There's not really a ton of viewers in here right now, but that's okay. If I don't get any questions, I'll probably just end it here, get a short little video out that you guys have out for a few hours, and you can go check it out before the race. Hopefully last night was better for you than it was for me, and hopefully today goes better for me than it did yesterday. Any questions? Who's your pick to win today? I would say, all right, well, my bets don't say this. The favorite, I would say that the guy to win is probably Cindric, but I'm going to go a little different today. I think no, I don't think Harrison. I think Daniel Hemrick wins today. That's who I'm going to go with. Daniel Hemrick, that's my pick to win. It's about time. He's going to win before the year's over. There's guys that have not won this year that need to win. Hemrick's going to win before the year's over. Burton's going to win. Brandon Jones is going to win. Noah Gragson's going to win. All four of those guys. And I think there's not enough races, man. But I think 3 of those 4 drivers I just named win a race before the season's up. There's just no way they don't. I just can't see Cindric and Allmendinger and Ty Gibbs just running away for every single race. It's just so tough this year when you have so many road courses. When the road courses, only a certain few guys are really good there. Like, there's 3 guys in this series, realistically, that win road courses for the most part. And then you get the Cup guys coming down, like Kyle Busch came down for 5 races. I know Truex came down. He didn't win, but he came down. Christopher Bell came down and won. So it's tough for some of these other guys. But now they're pretty much all of them for the rest of the year, and Ty Gibbs. So, I don't think Bubba's going to win. So, yeah. Actually, I think it will be interesting to see Bubba Wallace race. I know he's not in a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota car, but it's a decent enough car. I want to see how he does today. I'm just interested to see from a Bubba Wallace talent standpoint how he does today. Any questions? How would you rank Cindric, Gibbs, and Hemrick today? Do most of your lines start 2 of them? Not 2 of them. One, actually, the rules I made today were, I went only one of Cindric, Allgaier, Hemrick, AJ Allmendinger, Noah Gragson. So only one of those guys in every single lineup. But then I think Gibbs you can put in some more just because he has a little bit of place differential. This race, there isn't enough laps for me to really think. I don't think there's going to, because if for a 2 Dominator lineup to really work today, without the Dominators being place differential place 2, you're going to need it to be like 2 guys lead the entire race. Like, I think there'll be some times where you get other drivers in there for like 10, 15 lap spurts, which aren't going to, do enough. So I think it's only going to be like 1 Dominator today. But if I had to rank those, I would say Cindric, then Gibbs, then Hemrick. Cindric just has such an early starting spot. He's just shown so much speed recently. I don't really, unless he just gets past on lap 1, which we have seen races this year where Cindric's struggled early, but I don't think he'll be today. He's coming in hot off a win last week, I'm sure. Looking towards the playoffs. But those would probably be my top 3 Dominators today. I'd probably just rank Dominators in general. Cindric 1, Gibbs 2, not Gragson, Hemrick 3, Allmendinger 4, and then Gragson. I don't really see Allgaier being a Dominator today. This just isn't a track that he usually is at. So, he could be, but I don't see it as much. Any more questions? Make sure to hit that like button as well. Subscribe if you're new. Always helps me out. Best value play, I would say Colin Garrett. How about Barry, Mayer, Jay Burton? I'd rank those Josh Berry 1, Sam Mayer 2, Jeb Burton 3. Although I think Barry's a lot more expensive than the rest of those guys, right? Not that much. Never mind. But if you're saving some money off of Josh Berry to get to like Mayer, I would put Burton pretty far below both of those, to be honest. But if you're getting off, Barry to go get some more salary somewhere else and get to Mayer, I don't hate that at all. I don't think Josh Berry is really a contender to win today, to be honest. Like I said, I like Josh Berry more at like the shorter tracks than the bigger tracks. That's just, that's what he comes from. That's what he is a short track racer. So no shock that he won Martinsville, competed at Darlington. Like I expect him to compete at Bristol in a few weeks. If he's even there, actually, he might not even be in the car in Bristol. I forgot he's subbing for Michael Winnett. Does Mafe being unsponsored scare you at all? No, he's been unsponsored most of the year. There's been a lot of races he hasn't been sponsored for, and he's been fine. I mean, seriously, the race he almost won at Homestead earlier this year, he was not sponsored. So. Any other questions? Anyone to lock? No, I don't think. Not on this slate. This is a slate. This slate's priced pretty well. I don't think there's any like locks, quote unquote locks. I mean, there's good plays, but like the closest thing to a lock for me today, man, I don't even know. Maybe Brandon Jones. I really like Brandon Jones. It's probably my favorite play in the whole slate, just because. I mean, he's just dude. He should be like 10,000, not 9,400. I know he's had a bad few runs the last 2 weeks, but I mean he's wrecked. Like I don't count that. Brandon Jones is like cursed on road courses, so dude always wrecks on them. Like what was it? Indy road course last 2 years ago, he caught on fire. This last week, the whole curb thing. The Indy road course was just a disaster last week. Both races, man. They were entertaining. Not for my actually, I did well on the Cup race on Draftkings, but on the Xfinity race, they were not well for my Draftkings lineups. You're welcome. All right. Any other questions? If not, I'm probably just gonna head on out. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and let's make some money.